right, I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I actually looked at old DMs, but I played with you first at the WPT back in, I want to say 2018. I was looking at a DM and I sent you a DM, and you probably get so many. We're with Will Kassouf today, which is super exciting for me because I played with you twice in one day in the same tournament at two different tables, WPT like 2018 in the 5K main or whatever that was for that. And then last year in the main, day 2 of the main, we were at the same table pretty much all day. And you got me right before the table broke at dinner break. You got me. I was so mad. But it's always fun to play with you. You get a lot of heat that I understand, but I think if they played with you at your table, I mean, I just don't see how you don't like playing with you. It is a blast.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, right?
I'm glad you're saying that, yeah. You got first-hand experience, so...
Yeah. Last year, it got a little dicey for you at the end. They ended up escorting you out, whatever, banning you after you busted. What was the process like? It was like a big thing. Everyone was wondering, is Will Kassouf coming back to WSOP this summer? And then we didn't hear anything about it, and then all of a sudden, you were just here. What was that process like coming back, or was there a process? Did you have to clear it with anyone, or? Not
really a specific process. I think I was told, if you look at the footage back when I busted end of last year, I think Dennis came up to me and said, there's no more events for you this year, and I said, it's your decision or Jack? He goes, it's Jack's decision. So I wanted to speak to Jack careful about it. I asked politely. He refused to get Jack on the floor to discuss it. So that was their decision. But when they said no more events for you this year, they meant the WSP year until July 16, not the calendar year, December 31st. So effectively, I was banned for the last 4 days of the series, having busted day 7 on the main event. There's only 4 days left. I only plan to play the closer anyway. So effectively, I only missed 1 event. But it's a shame that I got banned, so to speak, that I wasn't able to play any more events, even if I wanted to, for those last 4 days. But I got clarification from the WSP communications manager, Eric Iderson.
Yep.
I messaged him just for clarity, and he emailed me back about a week later because he was on holiday on the 1st of August last year, as soon as that. And he said, you're free to play at all WSP events worldwide.
That's great.
Yeah, so I could play literally all WSP circuits, Paradise, whatever. So I played WSP circuit Bratislava the following month in August. Didn't make a big deal about it. Oh, look, I'm back straight away. And no, I just went away, did my thing. Just went up with a few friends, just quietly, just went about my business. And so I was free to play all events. I was meant to go to WSP Europe this year. I was able to play it. People saying, he was banned. He couldn't play WSP Paradise last year. I could, but I'm always at PokerStars EPT. So I love the EPT Prague in December. Great time to be in Prague. So I missed the Paradise, although I could have gone. I also missed the WSP Europe this year in Prague because that clashed with the Irish Open. And that's always on Easter weekend. I've gone there religiously every year since 2009. That was my first high score, my first tournament abroad that I ever gone and played outside the UK. And I won 100K on the final 7. And pretty much shortly after that, I quit my job as a lawyer and never looked back. Been playing poker full time since. Technically, it was like 2013 since I started playing full time. But that was like the catalyst kind of thing that got me into poker, more passionate about it. So my point was, I play at the Irish Open every year. Easter weekend, and unfortunately that clashed with the WSOP Europe, so I wasn't able to make both, but I was able to play it.
Yeah.
So this year, WSOP Paradise coming up in December, never been. It's at a new venue, Bahama. I heard it's a nicer venue than the Atlantis where it was previously. A lot of people complained about the previous venue and the staffing and the service. Everything's ridiculously expensive as well. But this new resort is meant to be nicer. I think more players have better things to say about it, so I'm hoping to go this year. Can't promise anything.
I'm going to get you dialed in with Pink Cherry. I'm telling you right now on camera, I'm going to get you dialed in with Pink Cherry for the Bahamas.
Pink Cherry, sort me out, look after me, cover the buy-in. That's it, let's go.
Raj, what tournament was I in? We were on the Paris side, and you said, Kassouf is 1 table over. What event was that? Do you remember? Mystery Millions. Okay, Mystery Millions. So I'm playing in the Mystery Millions this year. And he says to me, he's been following me around for 2 months now with the camera and stuff, and he says, Kassouf is 1 table over. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, he's been there like all day, whatever. And it hurt me because you should know if Will Kassouf is 1 table over, meaning we should be hearing you, and we didn't hear you. And it made me kind of sad. I got to be honest. I felt like, man, was that a choice you made? Or did they like put a gag on you kind of thing? Or were you just trying to like show like, look, I'm I'm here and I'm just going to show you guys I can be normal or whatever.
Yeah, there was no gag, there was no talking to, there was no like, oh, if we have any of this shtick from you from last year, you do it again, you're going to be banned for life. Nothing like that. No discussions with any floor staff. I thought my mantra coming in this year was less drama, more action. I said that in an interview with Poker News after all the drama from last year.
Yeah.
But on a second note, on top of that, is I felt a bit quite ill when I got it. Like 2 or 3 days, I had the Vegas flu. There's a bug going around. Everyone coughing, sneezing. I was like blowing my nose every day. I was feeling run down. I'd taken paracetamol and all sorts just to try and feel a bit better. So naturally, my immune system was a bit low, so I was feeling down. So I thought just try and save my energy, not talk excessively or unnecessarily, unless I had to in a pot to get an tactical advantage to speak someone into a pot, out of a pot. So I felt it being fairly quiet in that regard. Plus, I didn't want to draw too much attention. I just arrived and give any excuse to the floor to give me any kind of penalty.
Right.
I don't want to start off on the wrong foot. Oh, this is how it's going to be. Here we go again. And it's going to be 3 weeks of the same shit, different year.
Sure.
So I thought, no, let's calm it down, just play my game. And just to cut back to last year, obviously everyone's seen the clip, how I busted, and they're just taking that one clip out of context and think, oh, this is what he's like all the time. And it's like, couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, I vouch for you there. It is. I have a blast playing with you. Like I like it. I mean, it's tough being at your table, just in a sense of because you're really good and you push people. You know, it's like one of those things. It's like, how can he always have it? He can't always have it. And then I feel like every time I called you, you have it. It's like,
well, the trick is to make sure you have it when they call you. That's
right.
it.
Yeah.
So it's like bluff nuts. That's
right.
it. So you just got to make sure you have it.
Was it a tough? What did you have people asking you why are you being so quiet at the table that day?
They were.
Like, were they almost disappointed?
Not so disappointed. They were just like wondering, is everything okay? How did you get back? We thought you were banned. How did you get back in? Did you have to appeal? So I had to explain the same thing I explained to you.
Yeah.
Like I think Joe Stapleton said when they were doing on the panel in the main Paris room at the time, Kassouf is back. I wasn't even in the country yet. I was still back in London. Like Kassouf is back and he's playing, and it's not such a thing of did he appeal? Should we let him back in or should he not? It just expired. The ban expired. It wasn't a decision should we let him back in or not. It was just until the end of the series last year. Right. So now it's a new year, 100%. Even if there's any ambiguity when they said no more events for you this year, even if it was December 31st last year, we're now 2026.
Right.
So of course I can come back and play this year. But some people was like saying, question, I thought you were banned. I thought you were banned for life. I thought, how are you going to get back in? I'll be like, why are you so quiet? You're not talking so much. But I was physically run down and feeling ill, and so that was the main thing, and I didn't want to draw attention and start off on the wrong foot. So.
Have you seen Jack since you've been back?
I haven't seen him. Well, I think he was walking past quickly in the corridor. He was on the phone. He just walked briskly, didn't make any eye contact. He was in a rush, I think. And I've got no issue against anyone. I have nothing against anyone personally.
You're just moving on.
But I felt as if he had something in for me. I know repercussions, same thing. What happened in 2016 with a 9-high like a boss hand, gave me the 1-round penalty for taunting a player, which I thought was a bit ridiculous. I later found out, which I didn't know at the time, that Stacey Madison runs a WSOP dealer school, so he knows who she is. A bit of nepotism there, but maybe. So he was more in her favor, being female as well. Thought I was taunting her with the gestures. All I said was, you show, I'll show. Right. No swearing, no abusive language, no threatening behavior, but still got 1-round penalty for that. And if I tried to explain myself, if you carry on, I'm going to give you 2 rounds. That was the reasoning. So I thought that was a bit heavy-handed then. I could let it go.
Yeah.
Fast forward 10 years later, or 9 years later last year, and I thought, okay, I'm trying to explain myself to the floor because I thought they're heavy-handed, inconsistent rulings, give me 1-round penalties, and not taking into account the context, what was happening. Players calling clock on me after 15, 20 seconds every hand. The floor staff coming to the table, not even asking the dealer, has it been a reasonable amount of time, which is the first thing they should ask. They cut completely through that stage. Who's it on? Kassouf, right, you got 10 seconds. 9, 8, what the hell? It's meant to be 30 seconds like everyone else. No, for you it's 10 seconds.
Right.
Like, who decided that? Oh, I have. It's like, who's this guy? It's a random floor guy. I've decided, I'm the boss here. Shut up. 5 seconds, 4, hands dead. Yeah. And it was repeat, every hand. And one guy said on camera, it wasn't the fact that he was tanking in the traditional sense of tanking, 3 minutes sitting there, zipped mouth, saying nothing and just staring at you, like most people do, which is really bad for the game.
Right.
We'll get onto that in a minute in the 15-minute stalling in this one for the pay jump. But one guy said on camera, it wasn't so much that he was stalling and tanking, it's the fact it was incessantly talking every single hand, even when the action's on him, whether it's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, we got fed up with it, so we just called the clock on him. So it's floor, clock, every hand. And that floor stuff kept getting pissed off because they had to come to my table.
Right.
Same table, same guy. Kassouf this time, they reported Jack F. We can't be having this. They've been called clock on the same guy 15 times in a row, put him on 10-second shot clock. Without taking into account the context of why the players are calling clock, because they're pissed off with my antics and just talking on the table.
Yeah.
And they want to sit there in silence, their headphones, hoodies, sunglasses on, saying nothing. And then the floor staff being heavy-handed, almost like collusion between the floor and the players because it was against me. Any other individual, no way they'll be treated the same way.
Of course not.
So I felt I was singled out, and it was all smoothly run until the end of day 6. I think it was mostly the pros left in the day 6, obviously, with only 100 players left, or fewer than 100 players, and that's when things got a bit heated. And it was start of day 7 before we even played one hand. It was a guy sitting next to me. I think I was in seat 2 and he was in seat 3. I think it's Thomas Schwartzberg. Never met him in my life, never played a hand of poker with him. And before we even played the first hand, before we even cards in the air, I'm going to call clock on you whenever you want. I heard about you. Kind of thing. No, it has to be a reasonable amount of time. He goes, no, for anyone else, it'll be a reasonable amount of time. For you, I'll call clock whenever I want. So he's come out with this arrogant spiel, set the tone, this is how it's going to be. He's got position on me, trying to needle me. I let it go, kind of thing. Played the first hand within 15 seconds, clock. I thought, are you kidding? He goes, no, clock. And another guy said, yeah, floor. They all tried to gang after me. First hand, okay, let it go, first hand. Then I folded. Second hand, third hand, and then it became repetitive. It's like they're doing it on purpose, like needling. So I could take it at a time, but then when it came to a point where the floor would come over, wouldn't even ask if it's been reasonable, whether they're taking advantage, taking the piss out of the situation, and it's because it's me. Because it was me, they thought, right, 10 seconds. They wouldn't even ask the dealer if it's been a reasonable amount of time to even give me 30 seconds. And that's when I thought it was heavy-handed. There's one point on the floor, one guy, it was Marshall. I don't know if you know him, with the beard. And nothing against him personally, but there's one point on the stage where no player had called clock. It was a blind-on-blind situation. I got like 10 big blinds. I think I had queen jack. I was thinking of shoving there. But I'm thinking he only calls me a better hand, but still decent hand to shove, blind on blind. He could have anything, any two random cards and pick up a pot, blinds and antes. And he's here standing behind me, 10 seconds, 9, 8, what? Who's called the clock? He goes, I have. I said, how are you calling the clock? Yeah, I've called the clock. 5, 4. I said, what are you talking about? So I stood up, tried to address him, whatever, tried to argue with him. And he goes, 1 round penalty, kind of. I said, this guy's been a prick, basically. He's been a prick. He's calling clock on me every hand. You're not here and there. Oh, you said prick? Oh, that's 1 round penalty. 1 round penalty because I said he's acting like a prick. He is. What are you talking about? I go, 1 round. You can't. I said, can I speak to Jack Elford, please? Fine. Brings Jack Elford down. I thought he's going to be reasonable, bit cool-headed. He's at the bag. He's not been dealing with me. Haven't seen him for like 9 years. Comes right. But this is over. Right? You're done explaining? Yeah. No, shut up. I said, Jack, I'm trying to be reasonable. There's no reasonable with you. I'm just trying to explain myself. There's no explaining. Shut up. That's it. I'm going to walk this way. If you follow me, I'm going to get security to escort you off the premises. I thought, what kind of ruling is this from the tournament director of the World Series Poker main event? He just come rushing headfirst like a bull in a china shop, not even addressed the situation, not even understood the context of what was going on or the reason why I've called him to come down. It's not like the floor staff couldn't handle me. They called Jack to deal with me. I've asked to speak to Jack because I thought he's going to be level-headed, cool. He's cool-minded, impartial, professional, and I thought he was anything but, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing, honestly. I mean, I don't mean to put him down. I've got nothing against him personally, but I thought the way he handled the situation, the way all his floor staff handled the situation was abysmal, to say the least. I was completely shocked, and I thought it was absurd. All the rulings and how I was being disrespected. They were rude to my face. I never said anything rude or disrespectful to anyone at the time. And too heavy-handed and just waving his hand in my face, just shut up, that's it, you're done. Like, I'm trying to explain myself, and that's it, just threatening to get me thrown out if I just followed him while I was trying to explain myself. So I thought that was a bit ridiculous. I thought there's no need for that, and I thought he'd lost his cool when he'd literally just come on the floor. He'd not heard anything or heard my side of the story. So I thought that wasn't right. And then things escalated further, it carried on, with the players consistently calling clock on me, even though it wasn't sufficient amount of time. I got 10 big blinds playing for my tournament life, with like 40 players left playing for $10 million. They're tanking for 2-3 minutes. I never called the clock once, out of principle. I could have done every time. Be spiteful to them. When they're in the hand, clock, floor, I could have done it. Right. But I'm not like that. I thought, no, I'm going to stay above them. I'm not going to lower myself to their level. Oh, they call clock on me, I'll call clock on you, kind of thing. I'm not that kind of person. I let them play their game. I give them respect. I let them think as long as they want. But when it's down to me, clock, floor. It was ridiculous. And then to get the rulings as they did, with the players, I understand one thing, trying to needle me, trying to get into my head, trying to throw me off my game. They're all playing for $10 million. We're all trying to compete. I understand that. But when the floor and like the tournament director and the floor staff were being unprofessional and they're meant to be impartial at all times, and they weren't, and I thought they're too heavy-handed, I felt discriminated against and wasn't given a fair and equal opportunity like everyone else to play to win $10 million, especially when they put me on a 10-second shot clock on every single decision. I thought, I'm playing on a complete set of rules to everyone else. How is that right? I don't think in the history of WSOP I've heard anyone being on a 10-second shot clock. And there's one hand, a big turning point on end of day 6, when I turned the stone cold nuts. I'd broad, I think. I had king jack on ace queen 10, ace queen 10 5. He checked, I bet, he called. The board paired the 5 on the river. He jams all in. As soon as he jams all in, I'm sitting in seat 1, the dealer's in my right ear. 10, 9, 8. What the hell for my tournament life?
That's tough.
For 8 million chip pot, end of day 6, for like over average stack. And I'm thinking he's bluffing here, but I've got like 9 seconds. I don't act on impulse. I mean, I don't want to take forever, but I'm not going to act within 10 seconds. Oh, if you got it, you got it. Yeah, cool. For $10 million, and he shows he's got a full house or quads and I'm out. I'm thinking, well, then I'm kicking myself. I level myself. Oh, I think he's bluffing because he's taking advantage of the fact I'm on 10-second shot clock. So I call off my stack light, and he's got a full house. I'm out. I have 35 big blinds on a 2-hour clock. I can grind that for the next 4 or 5 hours. I'm good enough to grind that. Other people just punt it off in like 2 hands. So I don't need to call off my whole stack here in case he has it. I'm leveling myself here. He could be bluffing because, you know, I'm on a 10-second shot clock. I've only got 5 seconds to think about, process this. Think, you know what, if he's bluffing, good luck to him. Okay, I fold. But that was a huge turning point because when I think about it, if I had 1 minute or even 30 seconds to think about it, he's never shoving all in on the river over pot-sized bet. If he's got a full house, he'll bet for value. But when I've only got a few seconds, like literally 5 seconds to think about it with a dealer in my ear, I didn't want to call off my whole stack. So I made a huge lay down there. And that's a huge turning point. If I call there, I win a massive pot. I'm well above average.
Could be a whole different deal.
Yeah. So I thought that was completely out of order. The players then taken advantage of the fact that I was on 10 seconds shot clock.
Right.
So I kind of like felt, you know.
Because then they can just be overbetting, right? And force you to a 10-second decision.
Pressure, but it's not the player's fault. It's more the official's fault. The tournament director, Jack Evil, put me on the 10-second shot clock, which is ridiculous. And then that followed suit in terms of them taking advantage, knowing I've only got 10 seconds on every single decision, that they just bang, 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 just betting and shoving. And I can't call off unless I've got the nuts.
So what was this year like? If you did you notice a change in your game this summer's in the tournaments you played here because you're not talking? Like, did you notice a difference?
Well, I still play my game. I didn't change my game in terms of my strategy, in terms of what I want to do, get into my opponent's heads, confuse them, get them to call when I have the best hand, get them to fold when I'm bluffing. That's the whole point of speech play, getting reason for your opponents and confusing them. It's a game of deception as well as an information-seeking game. So that's what I seek to do in every hand. So I played my game, but albeit a bit quieter for those 2 reasons, like I mentioned. A, I was feeling ill, I had the Vegas flu for a week.
Yep.
And B, I didn't want to start off on the wrong foot with a floor fish. So if I step anything out of line, even across the line, or mention anything about talking about the hand, even if it's not specific, if I broke any kind of rule kind of thing, they'll jump on it straight away. Even if I try to defend myself, if I break any kind of rule, that's it. I don't want to start getting one-round penalties and start arguing.
Which I think is smart on your
So I thought, you know what, just play it cool.
And come in peace, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had no gripes against anyone. I still have no issue with Jack Effel or anyone else. Albeit, you know, I felt as if he had the worst WSOP main event in terms of adjudicating and being an official last year in terms of the decision making. I thought it was really poor. But I've got nothing against him or anyone else personally. I come back fresh, clear-headed, clear mind. Yeah. Like I said, my mantra was less drama, more action this year. So I just want to focus on the poker, playing my game without any drama or things on the side that are going to affect my game or affect my equity. You know.
Let me ask you this. When you were a lawyer, were you like a trial lawyer? What kind of law was it?
Commercial litigation. So
Really?
It's breach of contract, misrepresentation, civil defense claims. So I'm used to litigating and arguing points. And,
right.
Yeah.
How long did you practice law?
Well, to start it off, I did a 3-year law degree at university.
Yeah.
Then I 1 year at law school in London. Then I did a 2-year training contract in a law firm. So that's effectively, like 6 years to train. Qualified as a lawyer, practiced for 2 years. And then I was playing poker, just started playing poker after, just before I qualified as an actual qualified lawyer, qualified solicitor, as we say in the UK. There's a difference between solicitor and barrister. Lawyer is like the umbrella general terms. Anyone in the legal profession is a lawyer. But a solicitor is one who works in the office, advises clients. When if you have a problem, you go see a solicitor first in the office.
Oh, wow.
A barrister is someone who represents you in court. You can't go directly to a barrister yourself. You'd have to see a solicitor first. If a solicitor can't handle the case themselves because something specific, a niche area of law, they would then instruct Court of Chambers and barrister to represent you in court on their behalf. So there's 2 different things. But generally, as a lawyer, that's what I did.
Do you miss that or no?
Yes and no. I miss the fact having a routine, having a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job, having guaranteed income every month, no matter what. You know how much you're going to get, unlike being a poker player. The swings are literally winning, losing, and you can have one big win and just huge downswing for several months, several years, and you're like thinking, oh shit, what's going to happen now? If this carries on, you're going to hit rock bottom. You're going to go broke.
Talk about that a little bit. Like when people look at Hendon Mob stats and they see a lot of these numbers, they think, oh my God, this guy's won 3 million, this guy's won 8 million, this guy's won 20 million. That really doesn't tell the story, right?
No, it's not the full picture. I think everyone knows that. Every poker player knows that. If someone outside poker want to look at it and you said, oh, check out the Hendon Mob, see how much he won, they might Google it, never heard of it before. Say, what? He won $52 million? What? He's got $52 million in the bank? Right. No chance. No one's got any of the money that they have on their Hendon Mob. No one's got any of that money sitting in their bank account.
Right.
I can almost guarantee that. So it's a bit of a smoke screen, if you like. It's more, it is what it is in terms of what it says is true, in terms of your net winnings, as in your total winnings. That's how much you've cashed. It doesn't take into account your losses and how much losses, how many rebuys, how many re-entries, how much you're in for this year, how much you're in for the last 10 years. And it tracks the cashes you made in each tournament every year.
Right.
So it's a bit of a smoke screen. It gives a rough idea of like what kind of player they are. Obviously, someone's won 1K or 100K or 1 million or 10 million. You can see the kind of player they are, like high stakes, and what kind of tournaments they play, what kind of cashes they've had. So you get a rough idea. But it's definitely not a clear-cut 100%. I think Stephen Chidwick did an honest interview. I didn't watch all of it, but just clips of it. And he said, I don't know how much he's won, like 52 million or something. Yeah. And I think he's about 10%. 10% of that in profit. Still profit. Obviously, he's a profitable player, great player. But even a player of his caliber to say he's only got 10% of that is profit or whatever, that's staggering. Yeah. That is staggering. So.
Do you play a lot of cash games back home, or?
I do. I play more tournaments than cash games, which is tough. Right. As I say, poker's a hard way to make an easy living. Especially tournament poker with the brutal, the variance, the suckouts and everything, and you go through months and months and bad beats and whatever, you know how tournament poker is. Yeah. But I get the buzz, the excitement, getting through a whole field of players. Everyone start with the same stack, everyone start with the same chips, same clock, and playing on the same structure, and getting through a whole field of players, different backgrounds, different styles, from rank amateurs to top pros. And it's more of a competition, how long you can last. Test of endurance, test of stamina, test of skill. Yeah. And to see how far you can go through a whole field of players of 1,000 or 10,000, whatever, how many players there are in the field, to get to that final table and to play for a gold bracelet for the WSOP or play for a trophy if you're playing in a big event outside the WSOP. So that buzz, excitement gets me more into the game more, like playing more tournaments than cash games. I find cash games more of a grind. Yes, it's every poker player's bread and butter. That's how you build your bankroll, playing cash games. You put X amount aside for a tournament. And then play satellites to satellite into bigger events which are outside your bankroll. That's general advice that you'd give any poker player. But I find cash games more of a grind. Like going to the office, you sit down with like 500, 1K, whatever, depends which stakes you're playing. You sit with 1K, you cash out 3K, cash out, you come back the next day, sit with 1 and try and do the same thing. And it's the same thing, different day. And it's more of an office grind. And if you lose and you're reloading, and it's like, I don't get the buzz, the excitement. There's no end goal to it. There's no trophy, there's no champion, it's not a sit and go. You don't play till there's one player left. Yeah. I mean, you'd love to play a cash game, you stack the whole table, but it's very unlikely. So you're just going there to make X amount of profit. You must have a target in mind, a set number of hours you're going to play, and you cash out whatever you cash out. You come back the next day, just do the same thing. It's a bit repetitive, it's a bit dull, if you ask me. I don't get the buzz, the excitement, especially playing Hold'em cash. It is really dull. You're sitting there forever, just like look at 2 cards, folding, and you don't get involved with much. If I do play cash, I play PLO. In London, we have 6-card PLO. There's a lot of action. Yeah, there's more 6-card now. People are more into 6-card than 4-card. 4-card's a bit old school, a bit nitty. Like, you know, you got the second nut flush against nut flush. If you got it, you're calling, right? You've got 4 cards. If he's got the nut flush, you can try and represent the blocker all you want, but most people, you're not folding second nuts. Whereas if you've got 6 cards and you've got the ace of clubs with 3 clubs on the board, you can rep that with that nut blocker. You can actually rep the nuts, and someone's got a king high flush, they have to fold. They've got to respect the fact, unless you're a complete fish and they've got to read on you, you've got 6 cards in your hand. There's more likely that you have the nut flush than you don't, compared to playing 4 cards. So you got that. So people think, 6 card, that's crazy, it's gambling every hand. But no, you've got to be a bit more disciplined in the thing. You can't go pop when you've got to have the nuts. And someone's going to have the redraw nut, redraw nut. On every street, someone's going to have a redraw to the nut. Right. So you're not going crazy with 6 cards. So it's more about pot control and then potting it and going bang on the turn when you've got the stone cold nuts, getting good. Someone's going to have a redraw, but you've only got 1 card to come. Otherwise, it's huge high variance game as it is. If you're going to be potting on the flop, you've got stone cold nuts on the flop, it means nothing with 3-4 players in the hand when they got all the redraws and everything with 2 cards to come. It's all going in, like top set, nut flush, draw, straight, whatever. So it can get a bit crazy. But I think, like I said, you can use the nut blocker to great effect. And it's more action. You've got 6 cards. No one folds pre-flop. It's a post-flop game, as you know. Yeah. But it's a lot more fun. I'd definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I just started getting into PLO at the Venetian, just in the cash games. And every time there's a dealer change, they just do double board bomb pot.
Yeah, that gets crazy as well. And, it starts off small, then just boom.
It's like so love-hate. Like you could come way up, but it just, it's too volatile for me. I don't know.
The swings are crazy. I play small stakes anyway. I don't play high stakes cash game. Yeah. I'm not a big high stakes cash game, but I play like fairly high stakes like tournaments, 5K, 10K, even 25K buy-ins. but nothing like that in a cash game. It sounds ridiculous. How you play those tournaments? Why don't you sit with 25K in a cash game? It's completely different because the players are completely different.
Right.
They're like cash game pros. I'm nowhere near a cash game pro.
Right.
I wouldn't consider myself that. So I'm more of a tournament player. So.
And tournament-wise, do you like the bigger stakes tournaments? Like
Yeah,
the
I think it brings out
3K and up kind of thing.
brings out my best poker. Yeah. I mean, I try to take it seriously, playing the lower events like 1K, and then you play the 800, the 500, 300 Gladiator for fun.
Yeah.
But still poker. It's still the same. It's still a tournament. You got to get through the field. You can't just play like a schmuck and dust off your chips and whatever. You still got to play like, pretty conservative, pretty well to run deep in any tournament, regardless of the buy-in.
Right.
But then you got to adjust depending on the buy-in, depending on the player pool, depending on the your opponents on the table. You're going to have like top pros, Chidwick and Brink Kenny and Sean D, whatever on the table. You're going to be playing like fairly solid against them. You're going to play against like 6 or 7 random amateurs in a 300 Gladiator. Still the same game. You've got to give them respect. But you've got to make that adjustment that you are playing against complete amateurs.
Right.
So you've got to make that adjustment in the game. And to be a good poker player, you've got to be versatile, be able to adapt to every single situation. Every poker situation is different. I don't like it when people ask me hand, check out this hand. What do you think of this situation? No, I raised under the gun with this hand, and this guy 3-bet me, this flop came, whatever. They gave me all the details. But it's easy for them to say because they were there and they could see the opponents, they know the stacks, they've had the hand history. Rather than completely out of the blue, and I don't know who they're talking about, don't know the chip stacks, the hand histories, whatever, and they're telling me one hand out of the blue, what would you do? I say, well, I try to give them the best advice I can, but I'm more of a field player. I don't do the GTO. I don't even study the game, to be honest, maybe I should. But I go with my gut feeling and what I think is right. I don't think I'm a GTO player. I'm more exploitative rather than GTO. I've never looked at a solver in my life. Maybe I should at one point, just to see what one looks like. I don't even know what it looks like. All these charts, I've seen a chart with all these graphics, the red and the green with the triangles and going down. And it's beyond me. I just go with my gut feeling, whatever feels right at the time. I don't care, because if I go with the solver or whatever, the solver chart says to do this, and I blankly look like a computer like all these GTO nerds are doing and sitting there like robots thinking, memorizing charts and thinking, okay, 3-bet this one, 18 big buy-ins, yeah, that's a call, that's a raise. And if I blankly just do that without adapting to the players on the table in any given situation, and I knock myself out of the tournament, I'm thinking, why did I go with that? My gut feeling was to fold. But the GTO solver said, oh, that's an instant shove, that's a shove. And I shove, I go in, he calls, and I lose the hand. Okay, you don't want to be like looking, in hindsight, or whatever, or results orientated, but I'd kick myself more if I went along with that kind of thing, with the GTO kind of style. Chart solver says to do it, and I did it because that's the GTO play. And I busted when my gut feeling was like, no, fold, he has it. And then I busted. I'd kick myself even more if I did that than if I went with my read and got it wrong, because then it's on me. Then it's my own decision,
When you're talking to players, is a lot of what you're doing seeing how they're reacting to what you're saying to figure out where they're at in the hand?
I mean, the whole point of speech play is getting information from your opponent. It's not just to piss them off, get into their head. But I think a lot of people
think that's just what you're just trying to piss them off.
Yeah,
that's not what you're doing.
Stereotypical against Americans, but here in America, like, table talk is almost like frowned upon. You can't do it. You can't talk about the hand. You can't talk about anything that's to do with the pot. You can't say anything that influences any action. So you can't do any of that. So you can't even talk about anything that's going on. You talk about the weather or whatever outside poker. You can't talk about anything about the hand, which I think is ridiculous. In the UK and Europe, when you're in a heads-up pot, whether it's level 1, level 21, doesn't matter what the buy-in is, 300 pounds, 10K buy-in, whatever. When you're heads up in the pot, you can say what you want. I can even tell you I have king-queen. Call me, I have king-queen. You call, goes to channel, I have king-queen, I win the pot, no penalty, nothing. If I did that here, WSOP or anywhere in Vegas,
freak out.
Venetian, whatever, 1 round, penalty. You can't talk about hand, you can't, even, especially if you show the hand that you said you had, 1 round. Because I understand why they do it, to prevent collusion, whatever, chip dumping, you pass them to your friend, whatever. But when you're playing in a field of over 10,000 players, there's no chip dumping, there's no collusion. Everyone's there to take, you're there to take my chips, I'm there to take yours, that's it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what.
And I see people doing it. I mean, I still see people talking. I mean, there's videos, plenty of videos on Instagram with pick a known pro, and they are talking about the hand.
Yeah, exactly, and they're getting away with it. But if I did even like 50% of what I did, then I'll be getting penalties all around the clock, even banned for life. I mean, some people trying to compare with Martin Gabriel. What do you think of Martin Gabriel? And they keep asking me the kind of question. It's like kind of like. I like him, and I don't dislike him, but I agree with him, and I don't agree with him. What I like about him is like he's a character. He's got a personality, and he brings that, and it's something fresh into the game. And he throws people off their game. They go on tilt because of his antics. He's loud. He's in your face. Some would say he's obnoxious. So in that regard, he's good in terms of being a personality and character in the game, because poker needs that. If we're going to grow the game and bring more recreational players in the game to make it more fun, exciting, people watching on ESPN or whatever. on YouTube who are thinking of coming to World Series Poker, haven't got the bankroll for it, but maybe in the future, they'd want to look at characters, personality. They want to see drama, fireworks, action.
Totally.
They don't want to see a bunch of nits sitting there, a bunch of pros, 3-betting, 4-betting in silence, putting chips in the pot and saying nothing
It's
for 12 hours.
unwatchable.
Yeah.
And I love watching poker.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes I'll watch the Venetian live streams, like just cash games and stuff. It's almost you can't get through it, you know, unless you love the game. Like I'll sit there and do it, but like when I think about if you don't know poker and you're new to poker, whatever, and you turn this on, it's so hard to watch because, like you said, it's like everyone's sitting at the table, everybody's mic'd up, nobody's talking. It's crazy.
Yeah. I know so, yeah. I think there's one point, I think on the feature table, it was early, I can't remember, it was day 3, day 4. Not everyone was mic'd up, they just gave me the mic. I was the only one who was mic'd up at the table. And I felt obliged, even though I was knackered. I started day 4, I had no sleep the night before. It was unintentional. I had really bad sleep last year. Couldn't sleep at all. And I played the whole of day 4. I had Greg Merson, the former world champion, on my direct left, on no sleep. And I still battled with him. And I triple barreled against him for value with just a pair of 7s on an 8-high board, double flushing board. And he called me with ace high. He called me with ace high on the river. That's the image I had. And he called me light with ace high, pair of 7s. And I was betting for value. And I was in the zone, no sleep whatsoever, limited speech play because I was completely like knackered, but I was still focused. I was zoned in. And yeah, when they put me on the feature table, I was the only one mic'd up, and I felt obliged to like talk, even though I was so tired, on 2 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep, not be feeling well, I had stomach pains and what have you. But I did the best I could just to make it entertaining, because I knew people watching at home on Poker Go at the time, which it was last year.
I think there's probably a legit in the back of other players' minds that know you of I'm not gonna let him get away with 9-high like a boss on camera with me, right?
This is it.
And you probably get a lot of calls that they would lay down to anyone else.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think it's nuts or nothing. Oh, he's got the nuts, or he's going to have 9-high. I don't want him to windmill this in my face. Hey, I like a ball. And the whole world gets to see it. And all his buddies back home, how can you fold him? So obviously he was bluffing, he's got 9-high. So they call me light. So that's what's good for the game.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people looked up to me since that hand, since 2016, and it creates more action. It's iconic. You know, if I could say so myself, I never said it in my life, just came out of the hat at the time. Turned the double gutter and missed 9-high like a boss.
That was the other thing I was going to ask you is, do you write any of this material, or it just comes out in the moment? Like when when you do, like, poker's a simple game, you know, either you've got it or I've got it. Like it's so good because it's so on point.
Yeah. I have it or you have it.
Right.
If you have it, I don't have it. If I have it, you don't have it. If you have it and I have it, that's what they call a cooler.
It's so good.
It sounds so stupid, but it's like saying it exactly how it is.
Yeah.
But everyone knows it, but no one just speaks like that in the middle of a hand as well to confuse him. And I'm sitting there with the stone cold nuts, or drawing to the nut that comes ace, and look at this card on the river. I was winning till then, so I've got to turn my hand to a bluff kind of thing, represent it with all the show, poker news there, and WSOP bloggers. And yeah, he snap called me on the river. I was stone cold nuts on the river.
Yeah.
You know, 3 spades in the boy. I think he just had 1 pair, and he just snap called me.
Yeah.
Nuts. There you go. I deserve and that one. And there's another one where someone just came up to me in the bar in here in the Horseshoe now after watching the football or the soccer, as you say. And goes, hey, I've just been watching a video of you. Look, here it is. And it was like the hand. I can't believe I'm seeing you in person. Nice to meet you, whatever. But he showed me the hand from last year when I made a hero call with pocket 3s. On a king high board, 3 diamonds, straights, flush, everything was there. I had pair of 3s, I couldn't even beat bottom pair. And I soul read him. I gave him the speech throughout the hand. Why would you check the turn now, bet the river? Either you got ace queen of diamonds for the nuts, stone cold nuts, or you got ace queen offsuit and I win. He could have had ace or anything, not even ace high. But I just put him on a big ace when he raised pre-flop and how that hand went, how it played over the streets. So I said, ace queen of diamonds, you win. Ace queen offsuit, I win. That's it. Well, if you got it, you got it. I got to say, cool. He's got ace queen, no diamonds, and I win. And they were like, how the hell did you call that? That's kind of like a pure example of my exploitative play, of getting reads of my opponent, analysing the hands, going with my gut feeling. No one looking at any charts or GTO solvers, anything, would even call on the flop with pocket 3s on a king 9-8 2 diamond board. Or even if they did stubborn and they didn't want to let go of the hand, they'd never call a turn bet or even get to the river, or even call on the river to a river bet, because they literally beat nothing. They only beat ace high, if that. Right. But I went with them read. I put him on ace queen. If I'm wrong, then I look stupid. Whatever. The whole camera's there. But I went with my read. I wasn't doing it for show. I thought I had the best hand. I called, and he had ace queen, and I was right. So.
How often do you change your read? Like if you ever read, you put someone ace king pre-flop, let's say, or even on the flop, and then by turn river, do you once you have in your mind like it's ace king that you're putting him on? Do you ever change and go, oh, wait, maybe it's It's not that.
I'm never just saying, he's got ace king pre-flop, and by the river, I still think he's got ace king call. No, I'm never like that. You've got to play the streets.
You're adjusting every street.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to take into account everything that's happened pre-flop, on the flop, on the turn, on the river, his body language, his mannerisms, something like the pulse racing as well. Tends to suggest that they're more bluffing than pulse racing, like especially on the river. Why is their heart beating so fast? They're like nervous. They don't want you to call. Especially after you're thinking more than 30 seconds, the heart starts beating a bit faster. So you get that in their tell. Biting their lips, looking nervous, looking away. They don't want to make eye contact. They don't make any kind of conversation, nothing like that.
And you're talking to them the whole way through.
Trying to get a read and see how comfortable they look with their body language. They look confident. Do they look like they want you to call? Some people are good at like acting and making themselves look weak when they're strong and looking strong when they're weak. So I like to try and do that to mix it up myself. So it's a challenge for me to like come up across all sorts of players, different backgrounds, different styles, to meet my match effectively. Can someone fake it to me, like pretending, they're acting really strong when they're weak and vice versa, and whether they're going to be, playing me at my game. But I tend to find that I get the better of my opponents doing what I do. I think I'm better at extracting value from my speech play more than like calling bluffs kind of thing. Getting reads on my opponent and speeching them into it when I have it. They think the more I'm talking, the more I don't have it. Why is he talking so much? It's like blah, blah, blah. He's convinced me he's got the nuts, but he's bullshitting here. He's got 9 high. Call, nuts. There you go. So I get more value when I've got the hand. I'm gonna get paid off the majority of the time with the speech play because I think I'm talking too much. I don't have it. So yeah, that's what I like to do and confuse them. Like I said, it's a game of deception, information-seeking game. The bottom line is for any poker player, you want them to call when you have the best hand. You want them to fold when you're bluffing. Yeah. So no one's a genius. No one can get it right every single time. But I like to think that most of the time when I do what I do, that's the end of the game. That's the result I get. So.
Last year, that was a huge cash for you in the main that kind of got overshadowed because of the way everything unfolded. When you went back home and the dust settles, was there any piece of you that was like, I'm done with this game?
No, I don't think I'm done with the game. Not when I took the $300K dollars, hardcore dollars in cash like a boss. So that was pretty cool to see that when it all settled down and take the $300K back home and then sold it at like spot rate back home and made a bit of profit on it as well. So yeah, it's bittersweet in the end getting that far, finishing 33rd out of nearly 10,000 players. But obviously someone said, would you take $300,000? Don't even go to Vegas? Probably. But having got that far, I was a bit deflated, disappointed, upset, aggrieved, felt a bit robbed. Effectively, of giving a fair and equal opportunity like everyone else to win $10 million by being put on that 10-second shot clock. I thought it was really harsh and unfair. I
don't think the non-players. So I have a lot. I'm obviously not a pro, but I have a lot of. I'm a degenerate, sports betting, everything, all that. So I have a lot of like new players coming to the game through the podcast and stuff. And I don't know if a lot of them realize like how close 33rd or even what was your best main 16th,
17th, yeah.
Like. That is so close. Like, I don't know if people realize, because like, if you're, when you think of like the Olympics, there's gold, silver, bronze, and like anything else means nothing, right? And a lot of people, I don't think they understand, like 33rd, 20th, 17th, you are right there. I mean, if you win the hand that sent you home, it's a whole different ball game, right?
Yeah. Or if the hands were the other way, and I'd got ace, he's got kings, the hands play themselves, it all goes in. Then I'm like 6th or 7th in chips going into the final table.
Right. So or even like Lucas, this kid that's 22-year-old, he's the chip leader now for when they get to the final table. He went in, he knocked out Givens. Lucas had ace 10, Givens had I think ace queen.
10-10.
It comes 10-10. Like that's a life-changing moment that's just random.
True. That's how it shows like the variance in the game, how much luck you need. But I always say in poker, it's more important to avoid getting unlucky than it is to get lucky. Obviously, a bit of luck helps when you're on a draw. You need to get there. You need to win your flips. Granted, you need to get lucky to win any tournament. But you need to avoid getting unlucky like aces versus jacks, hits a jack. That's exactly what happened to me in the main event. Late on day 3, got it in a huge flop for a double average stack, ace against jacks, all in pre-flop, and he hit runner flush. What am I going to do? I had ace of diamonds, ace of spades. He's got 2 red jacks. I got the diamonds covered. He's going to hit hearts. 7 high board, 2 hearts, turn heart, river heart. What you can do? That's so sick. And for double average stack, I had a day 5 stack, end of day 3, and said I'm left short. Then 3-bet jam with 6s for like 8 bigs in the big blind. Get called in 2 spots, end up losing to king, queen of hearts, run, backdoor flush. All right, he's got 2 overs, whatever, but I was short and lost the flip at the end. But the brutal hand was ace against jacks. If I hold there, got double average, I'm cruising. I'll make day 4, day 5. And then who knows, and have another deep run. So I was so convinced I was going to have a deep run this year. I wanted it more so. than any other year. After what happened last year, I felt I was unfairly treated. So to go out the way I did like that, to lose that huge spot was a bit, gutting, deflated. But it is what it is. I wanted him in the pot all day long.
Yeah.
To shove for 53 big blinds for 106 big blind pot was crazy, but I want that all day long, so I can't be berating him or saying anything bad.
Sure.
I want him in the pot all day long. We just got ridiculously lucky. So I'm hoping to come back next year, come back strong. I think last year was all the drama, the hoo-ha, get everyone talking. This year was more like me being...
the slate's clean.
Yeah, me being as I am.
Refresh.
Like what you see me now is like how I am normally for the last 20, 30 years.
Is this the only time you come to the States, is during WSOP?
Pretty much. I mean, it's a long way to come for a bad beat, as I like to say. It's an 11-hour flight. That's direct from London as well.
Right.
Like best part of 11 hours. So it's a long way to come. I don't really like long flights. I'm usually just coming for the WSOP program main event. 8 weeks is too long for me as well. I don't think I've never done the full 8 weeks schedule here. I think it'll be too mentally and physically draining and exhausting. Not just playing every day, but the heat outside, 45, 46 degrees Celsius outside, 5 degrees inside with the aircon, hot, cold, getting ill, Vegas flu, people touching cars and chips. And to have that for 8 weeks and then play the main event towards the end of it after 6 weeks of playing, my mind wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be focused. I wouldn't be fresh to play a 10K, 10-day event, 11-day tournament now. So I'd rather come in a week before to acclimatize, play a couple of bracelet events, satellite to the main, then the main event. For me, it's all about the main event. I'm not one of those who's like, oh, let's go bracelet hunting. Let's chase every single event. Let's play every event to see how many bracelets we can win. Let's try and win 3, 4, 5 bracelets in this summer. It's all chasing that one elusive bracelet out of like, tens of thousands even, like 15,000, how many, 20,000 in like Colossus or the smaller buy-ins, and only one person is going to win that elusive bracelet. I'm not coming here to chase that. Oh, it's nice if it happens. It's nice if you get to a final table, you run deep and you have the chance of winning it, But I'm not going to spend 8 weeks here playing every single tournament just to chase that bracelet in every event and play every event possible. Chase player of the year like Sean Deeb, credit to him. And like try and chase player of the year, playing every tournament from 10K, 25K, then bang straight into a 300, whatever. So good luck to him. But that's not my style, my kind of thing. I'd rather be focused, fresh, to play the biggest, most prestigious poker tournament in the world. For me, it's all about the main event. I come a week before to acclimatise, like I said, play a couple of other events, but for me, the World Series Poker main event is the biggest and best tournament in the world with the best structure, 2-hour clock, pure freeze out. There's no other tournament in the whole world like it. So I love it. So I come every year for that. So hopefully I have a deep run next year.
Man, I really appreciate you doing this. I'm a fan. I think you're great for the game. And I look forward to seeing you in the Bahamas. We're going to make Pink Cherry happen. And I hope I end up at the same table with you again, because I had a blast playing, and I'm going to get you before the next dinner break.
That's it. It was great playing. We had a great time. Not just me and you. The whole table were loving it.
We had
Even people losing hands.
Yeah, who
to
won
me,
the
we're
senior.
laughing and joking about it, and the banter, the to and fro,
Yeah.
talking about hands and things off, not even poker related.
Yeah.
And everyone's having
We
a great
had
time.
a full table that had a blast that day. No one
really
was
good.
mad at you at the table.
And I had several tables like that all the way up until day 6.
Yeah.
Until it would become more the pros, then they started needling me and like almost like gang up on me with the clock calling and all that, and the floor officials being heavy-handed. Then it turned a bit sour. But otherwise, I've never reacted like I did on my busted hand in my life. Never hated, berated, or cursed anyone on the table or called them any names. That's not my style. Anyone who knows me for the last 10, 20 years knows that's not me. What you see is what you get, what I am now. But
it's hilarious. You want to run it twice? I like that one. You want to run it twice?
Yeah, that's just one thing I'd say.
I
Just for fun. Just for fun, like in a cash game. Obviously, you go and do it once. But just have some banter, say something, rather than stand there in silence, hoping and praying and that you win the hand. Just say something, try and say something funny, or have the banter on the table. So that's what I'm all about. Bringing more recreational players into the game, keeping it fun, keeping it entertaining. And it was a lot of fun. I just played with Kristen Foxon and Zhao Samal, 2 bracelet winners this year. I was on the same table with them yesterday, playing them on the event, and that was fun. We had some good banter. They're like, top pros, won millions of dollars. And everyone was talking at the table. They're not so serious like other so-called pros. So I love Kristen, and what she's done for the game is fantastic. And great person overall, let alone being best female in the world.
Crazy,
she's
like
one of the best poker players in the world.
Strongest power poker couple ever.
Yeah,
I mean, the two of them.
So I like mixing up with the pros. I think it brings out my A game, like I said, playing with the best players. But ultimately, what I want to do, I think I get more feedback from the recreational players. They come up to me and say I'm an inspiration. They see me watch my YouTube videos, see everything I have in WSOP. I love what you do. Keep doing what you're doing. A lot of Americans I haven't never met them in my life. They say, welcome back. So great to have you back. What the WSOP did to you last year was totally out of line. They disrespected you. They killed your game. you know, you should have gone much deeper and everything, and they were out of order with the shot clock, whatever. So a lot of support here. Everyone wants to have a photo with me, so it's like incredible. So.
I wish you'd post more on Instagram, like when it's not like just in the month of February or whatever. Like I feel like we want to hear from you.
I should. I've been taking a bit of a break from social media because it's become overwhelming. I handle the account myself. I think I've got like 15,000 followers on Instagram, like us on Facebook and X, Twitter X. And if I'm on it constantly every day, I'm constantly like that in my face, my phone. I don't have my own social life or family, whatever. I want to do other things other than just being glued to my phone. Because I know if I post something, I'm going to get hundreds of messages straight away, notifications. And I feel as if I have to respond to them. And if I don't, they'll be like, fans are like, oh, just post something, he doesn't respond to us.
Right.
So you're going to engage with the fans to and fro. It's never just one response and that's it. They're going to respond back because they want to engage with you.
Tennis.
And there's like thousands of people who want to engage with you on the same thread that you posted.
Right.
And you can't keep up. And you need to have a break from it for your you know, mental, your sanity, you know. And so,
cool, man.
But otherwise, that's the general thing I want to do. Just keep it fun, keep it entertaining, get more players in the game. That's what I'm all about. So hopefully have a deep run next year and have a good time.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks.
We'll see you guys next week.